Real quick, sis, episode 6. Today we're talking about toxic friendships. Yeah, we're talking about toxic friendships. Now, this is a topic that no one wants to bring up, but everyone at some point in your life has had a toxic friendship. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it today. I want to talk about the symptoms of toxic friendships, and I want to talk about how it affects you. I know sometimes we say, well, no, I don't let people worry about, I don't worry about. If you are spending time, if you are dedicating your time, if you are invested, it can affect you. So let's get into it. All right, sis. Before we get into it, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, but also hit the notification bell so you will get a notification for all the weekly uploads that are coming your way. So I'm gonna hold you. This is my second time filming this. The first time I filmed this, no audio. There was no audio. I may have said a few words, choice words to my phone, but I'm going to take that as a sign because maybe in the one with no audio, I was too real. Maybe I was airing out some stuff that people will be like, is she talking about me? So I'm going to take it as a sign. But we may do it again. If I'm being real, we may air some stuff out again. So, Lord, watch this tongue. But, sis, all right, let's get into it. All right, sis. The first symptom, red flag of a toxic friendship is if you are afraid to share your wins or share your good news. Come on, somebody. If you are afraid to share your wins or to share your good news, that is signs that you are in a toxic friendship. Because why? Right? Because why? Because those are the ones who you want to celebrate with, who you want to congratulate you. But if you feel like you're always like, I don't know if I want to share that because people are going to feel away, that is a red flag. Red flag, red flag, red flag, right? NASCAR red flag. Because those are the people who should celebrate you. One thing I always say with my friends that if I win, you win. If I win, you win, because if I am being blessed in this season, my friends know that that means you're in the midst. If you're being blessed in this season, I am in the midst. So God is just a tippy toe away from blessing me too, right? You are connected to that person. So blessings are not far behind. And that's how you have to look at it. If you win, I win. And you should want to support, and they should support you. Now, let me be real. Let me be transparent. This is a safe space, right? Okay. So, there was a young lady who told me, I was kind of explaining a situation of toxicity that I was in. And she was very, let me tell you what she said. She said, well, I kind of feel like that too sometimes because, or I can understand where they're coming from because it seems like you're always winning. So I can understand that jealousy or that envy. Here's why I can appreciate that. She was vulnerable. She gave me the truth with love. And she didn't mean any ill will. Like those things I can accept, and I appreciated that so much. Now, here's the fact, is it my problem? No. Did it shed some light on why I was going through that? Yes. But I appreciated that honest dialogue. I really did. I really did. I appreciated that honest dialogue. Right? Now, let's take another example. Sometimes people will give stuff very shady. you get a new car, um, don't let it be similar. Don't let it be the same color. I remember when I got a new car and someone texted me about having the same color as their car, and I was like, what? I think it was meant to be playful, but it really came off for what it was, shady and envious and jealous. That's what it came off as. And it's like the seesaw, right? Like there's a balance with being vulnerable with people, like the first example I gave you. Then there's just some shady shit that people will give you, and you're like, and you're trying to find the rainbow. You're trying to find the goal, and it ain't there. The goal is not there. It's kind of like, yeah, the goal ain't there. It's like you're looking for gold and you get nickel. You're trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel and it's not there. People can be very honest and vulnerable and express their feelings no matter if it looks pretty or not. And then people can just be shady as hell. And you got to know the difference. And making sure that the scale is balancing, right? And with that, the scale ain't balancing. So if you are afraid to share your biggest moments, like your blessings, things that you're happy about, it's probably a toxic friendship. Second red flag is the relationship is very one-sided. You're doing everything. The support, the level of effort, the interest, the planning, like it's all on one side. Now, granted, we all have the characteristics and things that we like to do. Like I'm the planner. I like to plan our girls' trips. I like to make sure everybody has like something on the girls' trip that's catered to them. But if I'm being honest, every now and then, I want people to plan stuff for me. I want that reciprocation, and there's nothing wrong with wanting that reciprocation. Now, it may not be in the same way because maybe they're not planners. But maybe they are people who are going to encourage you and love on you and pump you up. And maybe it's in a different way, but they're giving that reciprocation. Now, this is in any relationship. If you are giving more than what you are getting, you might want to think about that. You might want to think about it because everyone needs to have a give and take. There needs to be that balance. Like the seesaw can't be like this. Like the balance scale can't be like this. Like you got to now if it's like this, okay, but if it's like this, that's a problem. People's actions, I strongly feel, is directly tied to their interests. This goes for a partnership, a man, friendships. People will give and pour into and nurture what they're interested in. So if it is one-sided, take a look, sis. Take a look at what's going on, and maybe. The third symptom of a toxic friendship, the third symptom of a toxic friendship is that you have to downplay who you are. If you have to downplay who you really are, you can't show up in a space authentic. That is a sign of a toxic friendship. Girl, maybe you are too much. So maybe you are extra. So, but on the flip side, maybe you don't like wearing makeup. So maybe you would prefer to wear sneakers instead of heels. So, like, you should be able to show up in a space of friendship authentically as yourself. And people who love you and support you shouldn't judge that, right? They shouldn't be like, well, maybe you shouldn't do this. Or have you ever got that question, well, what are you wearing? Not the question from a friend where y'all trying to coordinate, but it's always, well, what are you wearing? Like, let me figure out what you're wearing so I can wear this. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just wear what you're going to wear. Just wear what you're going to wear. Now, it's different when you're coordinating, right? And you know that tone when you hear, well, what you wearing? downplaying if you are intelligent, if you are like whoever you are, if you have to suppress that, that's probably a toxic relationship. And if I'm being honest, sis, there have been many spaces when I was younger, not right now. Let me be clear. When I was younger, where I would be like, well, maybe I won't wear this, or maybe I'll just tone it down a little bit. And I showed up as someone else because I'm not toned down. I'm not just a person who, oh, I'm just gonna give a little bit. I'm gonna give it all I got every time and everything in everywhere. So I felt that before, and you're really not becoming the person who you are because of those who you're trying to please around you. So show up authentically, and if your friend group don't accept that, that's a toxic friendship. The fourth symptom, the fourth red flag of a toxic friendship is isolation. Remember in high school we used to have cliques? This ain't high school no more. We're not in high school, and sometimes people will want to keep you just so close knit and associated just with that group so that you won't grow, so that you won't bloom, so that you stay the person who they want you to stay. If everybody is always asking who gonna be there, who did you invite, a lot of times it's not out of, they could not even have a problem with somebody. It could just be, I don't want all those people who would steal my shine or who would, make me out, get me out of my comfort zone to be there. So isolation, like if they just wanted to be always you guys, that may be toxic. Now, let me, a disclaimer before y'all come for me. There are friendships where you have friend groups. I have 3 different set of friend groups. And sometimes personalities won't mix. That's different. But when I do have like big milestones, all of them come together to celebrate me. Um, but it's a difference, sis, and you feel that difference when they just always wanted to be this set of people. They don't have any problem with nobody, but they just don't want anyone else around. So sometimes it looks like isolation. That's a toxic friendship as well. Now, sis, you may be saying, well, I don't care about folks. Like, I don't let people bother me. Yeah, but it can. When you invest your time, energy into people, it can bother you. So, you want to know how? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked because I'm about to tell you, even if you don't want to know. Did y'all hear my stomach? It stunts your growth, sis. If I can be honest, like, I would, I know I would not have become the woman I am today if I had not, I'm not going to say if God had not removed me from some friendships. I just know I would not be the woman I am today because of those reasons I told you earlier. I was downplaying, um, my wins and my good news. I didn't want to share it. I was kind of thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't wear this and I should wear this. Maybe I'm doing too much. And when I was able to let that go, and really just like focus on who I was and the woman I wanted to be, baby, I became this unstoppable, powerful woman who was so for sure of herself, who know who she is, and who truly like with the self-confidence to say, I don't give a damn what nobody say about me, what they, yeah, girl, I don't care. I really don't. But I wouldn't have become this woman had God not removed me from some environments that I was in. So it can really stunt your growth. And so even though in the moment I wasn't grateful, I am grateful saying hallelujah now. I am grateful now. So yes, if you are consistently in toxic friendships, that can stunt your growth as a woman, as an individual. Another effect of being in toxic friendships is you start to question yourself. Am I really doing too much? Am I a braggy person? Um am I the problem? No. Okay. Let me put my feet down for this. Okay. Sis, you know if you the problem. I mean, we have to take introspection. We have to be honest with ourselves. You know if you're the problem. You know if you're bragging. You know if you are making people feel the way that you're saying they're making you feel. You know if the one-sidedness is on their side instead of yours. Like, we all have to be honest with ourselves. A thing that they say in black churches, just say ouch. That means that the truth touched you. Sometimes you got to say ouch. But if you know, sis, that's not you. If you know that the same way you want to celebrate your wins the way that everybody else does, and you know that you have checked yourself, I don't think that there is nothing wrong with that. But you will start questioning yourself if you are in a relationship with people who can't conceptualize how far you've come. My mommy sends me all the time encouraging messages on Facebook, um, talking about, and one of the things was people, I'm gonna summarize it. People can't stand you because you went past the ceiling they gave you. Ooh, that is a Sunday morning word that my mommy gave me. And I feel like now that I'm at a big age, I understand, like, people didn't think you would go this far. People didn't think you would do this much. People didn't think you would get that promotion after promotion after promotion. People didn't think your marriage would last. People didn't think. Okay, sis, comment below. When me and my husband were struggling, we were closer to a lot more people than we are now that we are successful and that God has moved and made provisions. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like the better off you do, the less people you have around you? It just seems backwards to me. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, like, if that's what you do. You experience that as well? So let me know. Last thing, sis, I want to leave you with, as far as how toxic friendships can affect you, is it can make you resentful. Um, a lot of times I wish I would have stepped away when I had plenty of opportunities to. I wish I would have not been a benefit of the doubt person so many times. I wish I would have moved sooner. Because then when you keep yourself in any situation too long, a job, a relationship, a friendship, you become resentful. And resentfulness just hurts you because now you're putting so much energy into a thing, into a person, a negative energy. Let's be clear, you're putting so much negative energy into a person or a thing or a place, and you could have just left. No one held you hostage. Sister, she would always ask me, she didn't bite her tongue. Let's be clear. And she would ask me those hard questions I never could answer. One of the questions she asked me one time was, why do you hang around them? Ooh, I couldn't answer it. I didn't know. And you know what? As I'm thinking about it, hold on. As I'm thinking about it, and this is a safe space, loneliness. Sometimes you keep friendships because you're lonely and you don't have any other friends. Sometimes you keep friendships because you enjoy the 10%, but the 90% is messed up and it's shitty, you know? Um, so with that being said, like, yeah, but I want you to dare to be lonely for just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little. Because what I believe is that God will bring you your tribe, the people who will get you, girl, the people who will get you. Now, they may not look like you. And what I mean by that, it's okay to have friends that are different. Different doesn't mean we're not compatible. Different means I respect your differences, you respect my differences, but we have energy. So, yeah, don't become resentful. Get out as soon as you recognize things and it's been a pattern and you know it for sure. Like you'll know in your heart before you know. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you enjoy this real quick sis episode 6. Um, and leave a comment. I want to know, like, how do you identify, what are your red flags when you start talking about friendships? I know I just gave a few, so I want to know what you think. And I want this to be a community for us to chat about it because no one wants to talk about it, but we do. Who gonna check us, boo? Till next time, sis.